I'm not pronouncing it right. But, Jace, we are doing it. We are watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. The correct pronunciation.
No, it is not.
I know. Thank you, Nextaki, for that joke. Jace, you know how I'm going to use that in every one of these videos.
I might end up killing you in one of these videos.
Okay, so Jace, about a year ago, we watched the death battle between Aang and Ed from Brotherhood. Back then, actually probably more than a year ago, I think. Back then, I had seen Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and you had seen Avatar.
Right.
And I hadn't, at the time, I hadn't seen Avatar, and at the time you hadn't seen Brotherhood. Now, I have finished. We watched Avatar. We finished all the recording. The videos are coming out.
Legend of Korra not included.
We're not going to do Legend of Korra yet, but we will at some point for this channel. Now, in the meantime, we are going to watch what is widely considered to be the best anime of all time. Like, a lot of people consider this to be number one.
We'll see about that.
I'm not going to hype it. I mean, I don't mean to hype it up too much, but it's really good.
Okay, what's the best anime that's currently still releasing new episodes?
I don't know. A lot of people would say One Piece, but then again, like, are those episodes any good anymore? Did One Piece stop being good? I like My Hero Academia. I like Black Clover. You're talking about, like, the current long-running stuff, but there's seasonal stuff.
Whatever, don't worry about it.
Alright, now Jace.
I'm just trying to make you sweat.
You know the story. Ed and Al, their mother passed away. They attempted to bring her back to life with human transmutation.
Human transmutation.
But
which is not only illegal, but also impossible.
Yes, correct.
Then what's the point of it being illegal if it's impossible?
I guess attempting it is illegal because of the negative side effects that happen. So Ed lost his arm. He lost an arm and a leg. And then, remember the guy... I'll tell you about it later. All right. I'm just so excited for you, man, because this is such a good show. This is going to be a secondary reaction for me.
Just as Avatar was a secondary reaction for me.
Yeah. And the best part about it is I don't really remember the episodes as they're listed out. And so when you were watching Avatar, like, oh, it's the Lake Lao guy episode. It's not going to be like this with me. I'm just going to look at him like, which episode is this again? I'm not going to really remember what goes into an episode prior to, like, us actually starting the episode and watching it. This anime came out in 2009, so it's about a decade old. Holds up, Jace. It's really good. I'm trying to think about...
Avatar held up.
Avatar holds up, yeah. I'm trying to think of the criticisms of Brotherhood, and there's only like a couple of them, and I guess I'll get into them once we start talking, once the show goes on for a bit. And you can guarantee that as we are watching the show, I will point out the voice actors who are in My Hero Academia and Black Clover.
Let's go.
Because when there's sometimes in credit scenes, we got to be mindful of how much time is left over. Like with My Hero.
Don't move it. You're gonna have a harder time editing.
Sorry for the file we have is a little quiet. So yes, Chris Sabat. Just imagine Chris Sabat in the recording booth just, you need the example of a prime physical specimen! Like having it at a time of his life. Armstrong is one of my favorite characters on the show. My favorite character, I can't wait for you to meet him or her or it.
It's an it.
I mean, it might be, it's kind of a they. So, yeah, we gotta do something about the volume. You know what, there's a scene in the original that always breaks Emily's heart. It's Ed and Al, and they're talking to, like, their superiors, and then inside Al's armor, you just hear, meow. And then Al's like, nothing. My armor's just creaking. And Ed takes him outside. Like, what is in there? Open up, Al. And he's like, there's like a cat. Like, we're a little too busy to be adopting cats, Al. It's like, what? He was all alone, or like he needs me. I'm like, that's Emily in a nutshell. And then the thing that breaks Emily's heart is at the end of the episode, they just leave the cat like on the side of the road because they can't take care of it. But Ed he takes the wood or whatever and makes into like a little bassinet for the little basket for the kitten to be in. But that breaks Emily's heart is that they left the cat on the side of the road. Yes. So I also want to point out that there's a guy, the freezer in this episode, the guy who voices him, is in Black Clover. He's the zombie guy.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if this episode is in the manga, but I think it serves as a pretty solid reintroduction to the characters. That it's like, hey, we're a reboot. Let's reintroduce the characters. You know what I mean? And I remember, I think I told you about this. So that's Fear Bradley. He doesn't do any alchemy. He's just a badass swordsman. And don't even get me started with how he got that eye patch.
Do you lose it to a flurkin?
I'm like, I'm trying to remember. I'm like, what's a flurkin? I don't even remember. So Jace, the thing with Mustang is that his alchemy, I think it's like he manipulates the oxygen concentration in the air with the circles on the backs of his gloves. So when he snaps his and the gloves are like made of a special like flint material. So when he snaps his fingers, it makes a spark, and then he can like do all that crazy shit with fire that you saw.
Right.
And but the only problem with that is that the gloves don't work if they're wet. You can't make a spark with wet gloves. So that's why.
To reason.
So yeah, that's why the guy doused him with water, and then Hawkeye was there, and she was like, "It's bad enough he's useless on rainy days," and she had extra gloves. Oh, dude, but Roy Mustang, badass, awesome. Like I told Emily, like who two of my two top favorite characters from this anime are, and she was like, "How is Roy Mustang not one of your top favorite characters for this show?" And I'm like, Emily, I think he's a really cool character, and he's absolutely badass, but he's just not my favorite.
Not understanding the distinction between a good character and the best character.
There's a distinction between like great characters and like a person's favorite character.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And I think Edward Elric is just a really good protagonist. And I think the one of the things that helps you relate to him really early is that you basically meet him through his mistake, like trying to bring his mom back to life.
What do you mean relate to him?
Like, I feel like characters who make a lot
You're
of
saying you made a mistake that made you lose an arm and a leg?
No.
I see you still... You mean to tell me this is fake? Is this automail?
Falls off. Like, yes! No, but I feel like characters who make a lot of mistakes are really relatable. Like Zuko makes a lot of mistakes. He's one of the best characters in fiction. Ed, like, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but he made a really big mistake. And that's how we meet him, is through that mistake. It's like one of his introductory traits.
Why is it that... You know, never mind. I'll get to that in a later episode.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I love Armstrong and just how insane this man is. This is the artistic alchemy that has been passed down for generations. Oh, my... I love his mustache, and I love the fucking pube on his forehead. No hair, just the one pube. Just a reminder that since this is the first episode, it's public, unedited, for free. But any further episodes, you gotta pledge $1 for the full length. But those versions will not have the reference footage. And because Brotherhood isn't really divided up into seasons like all the other shows, what we're gonna do is episodes
1, 17, 33, and 49.
Yeah, those are gonna be the free, full length. No, you don't need to pay anything to get those. See those for free. But any episodes after that, or any other of the episodes, you need $1. You need to pledge $1 a month for the full lengths. And if you pledge $3, you'll be able to get early access 1 week in advance. Because we're going to be doing these starting the new year on Fridays. Full Metal Friday. We're going to have My Hero Monday and Full Metal Friday. So on point with the alliteration.
Hope you guys enjoyed that reaction. I'm Jace.
I'm Josh.
We'll see you guys in the next one.